Pay careful attention then to what I say. The sun shall not drive his chariot around the earth many more times before you will be made to hand over the dead body of a child that you have fathered in exchange for two other bodies. The first belongs to a person from this world whom you sent to the world below, a living soul impiously made to live in a tomb. The other is of a man that should have gone to the gods below, but instead lies up here in contravention of his appointed fate, an unburied and unholy corpse. You and the gods above may not have had any direct hand in below, a living soul impiously made to live in a tomb. The other is of a man that should have gone to the gods below, but instead lies up here in contravention of his appointed fate, and an unburied and unholy corpse. You and the gods above may not have had any direct hand in this, but they were crimes committed in your name. So it is that the vengeful furies, sent by Hades and the gods, lie in wait for you, ready to inflict at last violent punishment, and involve you in the misery that you created.
You show care by lambasting me, you bastard.
Only because I see you failing at being just.
How am I failing? By respecting my rule?
No, it's because you fail to show up respect when you trample over the honor of rights that the gods demand.
You there, bring me that hateful, so I can kill her right in front of her bridegroom's eyes.
You'll never see that happen. She won't die near me, and you won't ever get to look at me in the eyes again.
Fools, don't you know that in the face of death no one will stop wailing and sobbing given half the chance? Take her away at once and follow my orders. Imprison her in a tomb from which there is no escape. Then leave her alone in solitary confinement, irrespective of whether she wants to be killed or is actually willing to be entombed alive like this. Know that we have acted blamelessly in regard to this girl, but that she cannot go on living with us up here above the ground.
Now I go and join my family in that tomb, my bridal chamber and home, dug deep beneath the earth and guarded for eternity.
My fellow citizens, I heard something being said as I was on my way out of the house. So tell me this news again, whatever it was. I am well versed in disaster and will be able to handle it.
Well then, I accompanied your husband on foot right to the edge of the plain, where the body of Polynices still lay desolate, torn to shreds by dogs. We followed the instructions of our disconsolate master, and this is what we saw when we arrived. Right in the back of the burial chamber was Antigone, hanged by her neck, a piece of linen cloth for a noose. Haman was on his knees next to her, his arms around her waist, bewailing the death of his bride, who had now gone below, and his father's deeds, and the misery of his aborted marriage. And when he saw Haman, he ran inside with a terrible howl, and bellowing at him, asked, "Oh, my poor son, what have you done? What were you thinking? What is this tragedy that has driven you to distraction? Please, my son, come out. I beg you on my knees." But the young man just glared at him with wild eyes, and making no reply, spat in his face. Then he drew his two-edged sword and swung it at his father, just missing him as he dodged to avoid it. He was seething with anger at himself, and then, just standing there, he pressed the tip of the sword against his chest and drove it right to the hilt. With his last strength, he managed to pull the young girl towards him and put his feeble arm around her. Blood spurted out of him in powerful surges and stained her white cheeks with specks of gore. Now but a corpse, he lay embracing a corpse. He succeeded in completing his marriage vows, poor wretch, albeit in the halls of Hades. And he showed how poor judgment is by far the worst affliction that man can suffer.
Oh my God, oh God, no. My heart pounds with fear. I beg someone, anyone, to come and thrust a two-edged sword deep inside me, for I am heartbroken and crushed by this double disaster. All this is my wretched fault. No other mortal deserves any of the blame. No, I killed you with this misery. I did. That's the truth. Servants, come and lead me away as fast as you can. I am worth less than nothing. Come now, death. Come to me. Show yourself. Bring me my final hours. I can hope for no better outcome. Please come, so that I don't have to see another day.
Your death lies in the future. Think only about what you need to do in this instant. For the future is a concern only for the powers whose responsibility it is.